Hi, I'm Jade, and today we're fixing a vintage dress. I don't want to show you too much of what I already have. Obviously, I have the top on. The top part, for the most part, was already finished when I got this item. Basically, I just want to take you along for the ride of restoring a vintage item that was destined for landfill, because honestly, when there's damaged vintage items, people don't tend to fix them, they just throw them away. I was lucky enough to purchase this dress, if you can call it a dress. It was not a dress at the time, but I bought this project from Trunk of Dresses sale on Instagram. I will link her Instagram down below. I believe she also has a shop. If she has a shop, I will link it down below. She often has vintage items and dresses and everything for sale. A lot of the time I watch it for items that are severely damaged that I can restore, because it makes my heart happy knowing that I fixed something that probably wouldn't have gotten fixed and would have just been somewhere. Maybe in a landfill, maybe just in somebody's to-do pile that they never do, which honestly it was in mine for a while, but I finished it, so like it's not there now. I just wanted to have you guys take this journey with me and, you know, hang out with me while I restore this dress that was thrashed and make it something that's beautiful and can be worn for many, many years to come. Real quick, I just want to mention that the process of fixing this dress started last year. At that point, I had darker hair, then I had lost a lot of weight, and my confidence has gotten better, though I'm feeling pretty self-conscious right now because I accidentally dyed my hair fire engine red instead of copper that I was going for, even though the bottles of dye said orange. This ain't orange, honey. But I digress. There's going to be a lot of changes, especially with my appearance in this video, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope this is a fun video. If you do enjoy this video, please subscribe, become one of my neighbors, and join the neighborhood. We'd love to have you here. I'm happy to make my neighbors happy. And just let me know what you guys would like to see here in the future. I love doing anything craft, vintage, hair related. Oh, if you didn't know, I have naturally curly hair. There's a link right here to a video on how I brush my natural curls into a vintage brush out set. Anyway, this intro is way too long. Hopefully stick around for the video. I'm going to show you this dress, and I'm going to show you on my bed because that's probably where I'm going to work on it. Not a lot of machine sewing needs to be done. A lot of it's going to be pinning and figuring out sizing and such, since I'm going to make it shorter and everything so that I have some fabric to play with a button placket. Okay, here's the condition of the skirt. It's pinked on the sides, so I'm not sure if this was like... No, it definitely wasn't handmade because it has a tag with like a company name, so it's not homemade. So it must be older than I think it is, possibly. I have to look up that Jane Austen line of clothing. It's unhemmed. This is the hem edge. It has some pop seams. This is not where a pocket was. It's just a pop seam. They actually did really good at pattern matching. Not bad. Not perfect, but definitely not bad. So I'll probably add a pocket here since there's already a pop seam, but I do have to reinforce all of the seams. I'm guessing this was originally the front. It has 3 like equal pieces. So I'm not sure because there's a seam on this side, right here, and then there's a front and back seam. So I'm not sure. This, since it's already open, this is the side I'm going to use for the front, for the button placket. I'm going to say that this is the back, and I'm going to shorten it probably about a good 9 to 10 inches probably. My dog's laying on it. Honey! Oh, pretty boy. Oh, the pretties. Oh, the pretties. Oh. So that's the condition the skirt is in. What I'm doing to this, first I'm going to take the waist down, then I'm going to add a pocket at pocket length, so it'll probably be somewhere right here. I'm going to add some interfacing so that I can put a button placket. Usually using some of the fabric up here, I will reinforce the button area and hand sew buttonholes. Then I will hem this. Either gather or pleat this, I haven't decided, and then it'll be ready for the top, but I'll probably work on the top first, so let's check out the top. Okay, here we have the top. It has a side zipper. I'm probably going to take that out just so it'll be easier to alter, and since I'm going to do the button placket, it's not going to need a side zipper. I have these buttons that match the green dots perfectly, so I'm going to use these. I have them in a few different sizes, so I'm definitely going to use those for this dress, but I think those will make it a little more my style. Oh, it needs to be altered up in the armpit. That feels gross. It's going to need some tailoring in there. I'm not sure what they did in here. It does not feel good. I'm going to undo that and investigate, because that was definitely not professionally done. I think that was an alteration made by the second wearer, and then they took it apart and didn't finish it, and that's why it ended up in the sale. I'm gonna undo this. Maybe the sleeves were meant to be a little bit longer. I like longer sleeves because I don't like my arms. So that's not a negative for me. I'm probably gonna take it in from the sides or from the back. I'm gonna put on my long line bra and fit this to me, because I would always wear something this style with a long line bra, and see where we go from there. A lot of the seams on the top seem okay. Like, there's not a lot of damage I can see in the top, and the side seams are kind of messed up. But this girl needs to be restored so I can wear her, because she's beautiful and she's cream and brown and green, and that's, you know, all the things an autumn would want. So I looked at it a little closer. Ooh, my legs are looking nice, muscular. Ooh, look at that calf. EBB. Anyway, so I've looked at the top a lot more, and it's obviously like probably a good 6 inches or 7 inches too big, which is fine. These type of dresses weren't super form-fitting, the t-shirt dresses, not always. Sometimes they were, not always. It already has these fold-over pleats that are used in place of darts, so I think I'm just gonna add another couple, like right here. I think that'll be cute, and it'll add a more of an illusion to take in the waist, to make the waist look smaller. I go into my automatic vintage pose, hello. So I think I'll put a fold over pleat right here and right here. Obviously, I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides. It would look a little weird if I did. I'm gonna take out this zipper, so like ignore this little flappy bit. I might do a couple fold over pleats in the back too, that way it makes it more even on both sides, and I'll do some stage stitching. I do have to take off the buttons eventually. I probably won't do that until after I've done all the stitching. It does have some stitching at the very bottom of the button area that's causing it to... I couldn't fully open this if I tried. I could make this into a 2-piece set. I don't think I want to. I think this deserves to be a dress. I think it would be prettiest as a dress, right? I don't know if I made the wrong decision, but I think I'm gonna make it into a dress. I do make a lot of my things into 2 pieces, but sometimes it's just easier to wear a dress instead of like 2 separate pieces. You know what I mean? Now I'm thinking maybe I should make it into a 2. No, I'm not going to. Maybe? Yeah, this is where it's at. I'm gonna pin this and come back if it looks good. And I'm gonna see what's going on with these sleeves, because I'm not sure about them. Pinned. Very much so having a more snatched silhouette, you know. I'm not sure if you can see the pins. These are pins right here and right here. They're about like 1-inch darts each, so that took about 4 inches off. And then I have a couple on the back too. They're a little saggy because I didn't take it off to pin it. I'm probably gonna sew these up, not all the way like a full dart. I'm probably gonna sew them up about 4 inches and then sew up the side 4 inches to add some structure. I think this is gonna be cute. I also unstitched the bit on the bottom right here. EBB, like, what's up? You know you want a piece of these. So I do like the sleeves. I like that they have some more mobility. I ended up not having to do anything much with the sides, so I'll probably just sew those shut. I think this is gonna be cute. I'm gonna stitch in these darts, and maybe I'll time-lapse it on here for you so you can see it. I'm liking it. I think this is gonna be cute once it's a full dress. Ooh, hey baby. Ooh, look at that, like, see it, look at, muscular queen. Hey baby. Ooh, flex it. Oh, bitch. Bitch. Okay, I'm done now. Time-lapse time. It has these little box darts instead of full darts, and I think they look cute. I think I might tack these little flippy bits down since now it's a little more fitted. On the back I did like full darts all the way up to the top because I think it looks better. It was too baggy and it looked really, really weird, so there's that. I really like the way it fits. I think it makes my waist look really good. Like the way the lines are making my body look. So next is gonna work on the skirt. Okay, so now it's time to work on the skirt. Here she is laid on my cutting table. Also, excuse my kitty litter and doggy litter. My dog is litter trained, so it is what it is, fam. I already marked the length I want it. This line is where I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna use some pinking shears. If you don't know what those are, they're basically zigzag scissors that make it so your fabric doesn't break. So she is cut. Also, a tip to any new sewers or anything, if you think you're going to be sewing for a decent amount of time where you're actually going to, you know, this is going to become your hobby, invest in a pair of pinking shears. If you don't want to get a serger, this is like $20 on Amazon. Pinking shears can save your life. And invest in Ginger like cutting shears, like sewing scissors. They save your wrists because you don't know until you cut fabric with fabric scissors how much easier it is on your wrist than cutting it with just any craft scissors or any scissors you get from the store. You do not know the difference. So if you're new to sewing, please do that. Please. It will save your arms and your wrists and everything. Like, I'm telling you. Corny. Now I think I'm gonna cut out pockets from the leftover fabric from the waist. I realized that I guess the interfacing for the buttons doesn't really have to be the same fabric, and I don't think this is long enough. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna figure it out, but I'll film what I do next. Beep beep, it's 10 sewing time. You know, you can tell I watch Jenna Marbles. Maybells. Hold on, there's thread everywhere. I'm so scared that I'm gonna drop a piece of thread and then a cat's gonna eat it. She ate hair. She'll eat anything. She's over there. I've reinforced the bottom edge of the top of the dress. I still have not taken the buttons off because we're not there yet, honey. Oh, and I fixed the sleeves. There was something weird about them. They're still kind of weird. I don't think anybody's gonna like look at my sleeve cuff and be like, excuse me. I just don't think that's gonna happen. I surrounded the edges of the skirt with bias tape that matches the little green dots. You see that? They don't look like they match on camera, but they do. Or close enough. Close enough. For the button edges, I put some interfacing and then edged it off with some bias tape. Not everyone uses bias tape the way I do, but I do, so. And then I stitched on the whole bottom edge some bias tape, and I'm just gonna fold that over and do a herringbone stitch. I prefer a hand finished hem, especially on vintage garments. It always looks more vintage. Since this is actual vintage, still have not looked up the name. I know I said I was gonna do that. Have not, so, you know, there's that. Also, I just looked up and made sure about the brand to see if I could figure out the age of this. This is likely from the 40s. Most June Arden was produced in the 40s. They do have some late 50s. They even have all through the 30s. So June Arden, this does feel like it could possibly be from the 40s, which I think so because of the cut of the skirt. It's not as full as a 50s would be, and it has these triangular pieces. But that's cool to know that I actually have a genuine vintage dress that I gotta fix up. Just makes me wonder who cut up and destroyed the skirt originally. Maybe the pattern didn't match up and they wanted it to? I'm not sure exactly because they didn't exactly do that. So it's really cool. Oh, there is pockets now. I want to show you the good pocket, not the bad pocket. This is the bad pocket. Well, okay, I'm going to show you the bad pocket so you know what I'm saying. I didn't pattern match as well as I could have, but after it was sewn, I was like, not going to redo that. But this pocket is beautiful. Can you even tell it's there? Yeah, I'm basically gonna herringbone stitch around the entire perimeter
of the inside of the skirt, and I have to take the buttons off. But yeah, so basically all I'm gonna do is hand hem and edge everything. After that's done, I'm just gonna do 2 basting stitches on the top of the skirt so I can gather it. I think I'm gonna gather it. I don't know. I'll probably put it as a poll on my Instagram. So if you're ever like, dang, I really want to have an input on what you do to your clothes, follow me on Instagram, because sometimes I'll do polls there. Not very often, but sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've completely finished hemming and turning in the inside of both the button plackets and the hem. So the skirt's completely hemmed now. And I did some stay stitching on the top. So what I'm gonna do now is place the pleats and stitch that down, and I'll show you when I get there.
It's the last time I filmed anything. Excuse you. The last time I filmed anything having to do with redoing this dress was me hand hemming the skirt and talking about what kind of pleats or I don't know. You have just seen that, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to reiterate. But a few things I don't think I filmed. I have not gone through all the footage because I'm not a good YouTuber. I don't know what to tell you. I have attached, obviously, the skirt to the top. I didn't like that the buttons didn't go all the way down to the waistline, I guess, because you couldn't wear it without a belt if you wanted to. Well, you couldn't wear this anyways. It's mine. I'm sorry. I mean, you can probably borrow things from my closet if we're friends, but I mean, we're friends. We are friends, but like, you know what I'm talking about. What I did is I attached twill tape to make a waist stay or waist tape. What is it called? You know, my historical garment making knowledge is just flown out the window, even though I did this and I obviously know about it. I don't know. But again, it has been 9 or 10 months since I worked on this, because I think I stopped working on it because I was in the process of losing weight, and it was stupid for me to make clothes for a size I wasn't going to be for much longer. Also, when I get dedicated to something and I decide, like, I'm gonna do something, I do something full force. I'm a Taurus, what can I say? Yeah, so then I just completely didn't really sew for the past year for the most part. I sewed a couple things, mainly altering all of my larger clothes down because I've dropped around 4 sizes. So since that video, I obviously adjusted this so it would fit my now size, because in the video where I was trying on the top, it was for a larger size than I am now. Right now I'm a size 00 in dresses. That's not what this video is about, Jesus. Anyway, at this point I've attached the skirt, and I decided to close the skirt for a few inches. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I'll film it, but who knows, I'm a bad person. Not a bad person. Well, maybe I am. Am I a bad person? As you can see, there's a little split on the bottom because I wanted it to still have the flow of a shirt dress, but I wanted this to stay closed because I didn't want to have to add buttons. Also, the pattern matched up like pretty nicely. It's a little off, which bothers me, but I'm not undoing it. Now this part, I want to do kind of like a hidden hook and eye, so it closes and the pattern matches like closely. See that? That'd be so cute, because I like doing complicated things, but that means I have to move the bottom button over so that when it attaches, this can move freely enough that they can be hook and eyed together. I really should not have used white stitching. I figured since there was so much white in the dress that it would look okay, but it kind of looks jarring. I'm not gonna undo it. I'm just not going to. There's no reasonable excuse other than I don't want to waste time on this dress anymore. I just want to wear it. And honestly, who's gonna look at you and be like, you should have used brown? Maybe somebody would do that, but hopefully not anybody who would see me in person. So now that you are updated on where we are so far, I'm going to take off the original vintage buttons. Call me a bad person for destroying something that is authentically vintage. Well, I don't fucking like these buttons. Let me show you. I cannot stand buttons that look like little boobies. It's not my jam. You can't see it in pictures. I took a picture for my Instagram. The dress was not finished. That's what motivated me to finish the dress, because I was like, I can't wear it out because like my whole lady area would just be flopping in the wind, and we don't need that. I'm so pale, the camera does not want to focus on my face because I have literally no contrast to this paleness. I'm going to take off these buttons and replace them with probably wood buttons, coconut buttons, probably I have a large collection of wooden buttons. I don't like plastic buttons. It's my small part to be eco-friendly. I know I do a lot bad, but like I'm trying, and wood buttons are compostable, so there's that. So I'm going to replace these buttons. I will be doing the hook and then we will have a final reveal. I'm just changing buttons. It's not that exciting, but I will dress up for you. I just want you to be able to see everything I've done up close. I've added a waist stay with a hook and eye right there. I've done a turn-in facing, which I've whip stitched. I started herringbone, but then figured whip stitch would be better for this. I also whip stitched the waist stay on, which I kind of regret because you can see it anywhere where it is light. I'm not sure how I should have done that, but that was done like a year ago. What I would do now is different from what I would do then, but I'm not redoing it because it shows growth and I like to see where I've gone. Again, I regret choosing these buttons, but I'm not redoing them right now. Maybe in the future. I should have really checked under good lighting if this was a good match for that, and it is not. It's a little bit too orange. I need something more blonde. This is where I joined the seam and matched these up. It starts not matching up, but that's just how it was. Because as you can see at the bottom, they don't match up, so there's no way I could have done it. Here's the finishing for the inside. It's my favorite type of hemming method is doing a herringbone stitch. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. And for some reason, these little dots, I like them. Apparently not when they're black. But I do enjoy them when it's a little white dot perfectly spaced. It just kind of gives it that vintage feel. Now she's actually ready. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. She's not connected here, but it's enough that I'm not going to show my lady bits, so that's good enough for me. And I replaced the buttons. Now, kind of regret my decision to choose these buttons because I chose them because there's these like orangey brown lines throughout the thing. I didn't want to choose buttons that didn't like match too much with this brown since this whole dress is already this dark brown. And I talked to my mom and she said no, go with brown buttons because even though there's a bunch of little green dots on it, you can't see it from far away, so it'll look weird. But now I feel like this kind of looks weird from far away because you cannot see the lighter brown, so maybe I'll use that as my accessorizing color. When I put this on Instagram, I used green shoes. Still think that's a cute look. But I am for sure going to style this, and first, you know what? I'm gonna get ready. You good patient boy. You good patient boy? You patient while your mama gets ready? You just want to see your dad, don't you? Do you see that eye contact? Unbreakable. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Come here. Oh. Corny, you got a red rock. Oh no. That's not PG-13. Corny, put that away. Oh my god. I'm not gonna let you see my dog right now. Well, now's a good time to show how the bodice fits. So this is the bodice. It's a little bit big, like there's still some extra room, but that's because I finished the bodice when I was still losing weight. I had already dropped like 3 dress sizes, but I didn't know I was gonna drop more, so then this happened. So there's like, I don't know, 3 inches of extra fabric, and I like my things to be like, so, you know, it's fine though. I'm happy with how it looks, and it, you know, short dresses are kind of supposed to be loose and comfortable, and I really like the shape it gives, and like, I don't know, it's real cute. And I like that this plaid like arrow points up to my waist, so it kind of gives the illusion of a smaller waist possibly. And it has pockets. And they're actually pretty good sized pockets. I can fit my iPhone 8 in it. iPhone 8, where'd it go? It's the little corner's sticking out, but that's just because of the tilt, but who needs a wallet when you got a pocket? Although I will be honest, I don't use pockets. I always make pockets and then I don't use them, but like, it's always nice because I like to put my hands in pockets, but I don't use the pockets. I'm gonna show you the full look. I meant to do that. My dog's judging me so hardly right now. So hardly? I don't think that's a word. I am so bad at showing off outfits. Like, I feel like I make beautiful clothes and then I'm like, here's the dress. But thank you so much for sticking around, especially with the Moj Pop that this video is. I know it kind of is inconsistent and I'm not sure what things I left out and what things I didn't, but this isn't a tutorial. It's kind of just following along with my process of figuring out how to fix things. Yeah. But I really do enjoy this. If I haven't already mentioned it in this video, I got this dress on Trunk of Dresses sale. I will link her Instagram down below. I love buying her like damaged vintage items because it gives me the opportunity to fix something that most people wouldn't. You saw in the beginning of the video, the skirt wasn't sewn together, it was in like pieces. There was no pockets. The top was put together, but I don't know, it was kind of iffy. I had to undo some things, add some things, which is fine. That's the whole part of recreations. But yeah, again, thank you for sticking around, especially with everything that is going on with me right now. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, become one of my neighbors, join the neighborhood, and you know, let's hang out and have a party and be cool people doing our hair and sewing and other random assortment of things that we do on this channel. And you can comment down below, tell me anything you'd like to see from me, even if it's something I haven't done. Hey, I want to do what you guys want to see and have fun with it, so like, why not? But leave any comments, suggestions, anything down below. I answer every single comment I get. It's very fun for me to have a conversation with you guys in the comment section, so go ahead and do that. And I think that wraps about everything up, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I'll see you next time. Bye.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right, my guys?